Hey, Dave Hazeldine here, and I just wanted to put together a quick video presentation on what you can expect at your 15-minute strategy meeting, or if you have booked a strategy meeting but you might be looking for a financial planner, what you might be able to expect. I find that most people have an idea of what financial planning is about, and unfortunately for the most part I also find that it can be a little bit off what I believe financial planning should be for people. So I just thought I'd give you a taste about how we approach it here at the Updated Investor and what you can expect, as I say, from that 15-minute strategy phone call, which hopefully you've booked. To me, financial planning is all about financial certainty, helping clients with a sense of financial certainty. Certainly in these uncertain times, I'm using the word a lot, it gets a bit crazy with, are we going into a recession? What's happening with inflation? Are interest rates continually going to go up? We've all gotten very used to low inflation, low interest rates, but I certainly come from a time where, it wasn't the norm, and so, providing financial certainty in these uncertain times has never been more meaningful. So in relation to what I want to present here today, and just to give you a taste of what financial planning is at the Updated Investor, I came up with this little schematic. It's about, and if you've got a pen and paper handy, just draw a triangle in the center. And to achieve financial certainty, I think you need three things. You need to look at psychology and goals. You need to look at strategy, and you need to look at structure. So, and I've come up with a little traffic light system just to get some clarity about where you're at and what you're wanting to achieve, and frankly where the Updated might be able to help you. So let's get into it. But obviously what's here is not personal advice. I don't know you well enough yet. Hopefully I will get to know you well enough to give you some personal advice, but nothing here is personal advice. So let's get into it. The first area that you kind of want to look at, and if you've got a pen and paper handy, just write a little, copy out the diagram as best you can, and if you've got some coloured pencils, red, yellow and green will do you. If not, we can just write the words in next to the areas. The first area I wanted to have a look at is survival. What does survival mean to you? We need, if you can't build a roof over your head or chase down your next meal, you need a certain amount of money to survive. What does survival look like to you? We're going to have a chat about that. For some people it's quite modest. For other people, they would think their throat had been slit if they couldn't spend a small fortune on an annual basis. It's different for everybody. What does it look like for you? But the point is, have you got it under control? If you couldn't go to work, are your basic needs covered? Is there enough money coming in from passive sources to put food on the table? If they are covered, terrific. That would be a green. Write a green in next to survival. If not, it might be a red. But if you're well on the way, it might be an amber or a yellow. The next area would be motivation. What ticks your boxes? What gets you up in the morning? Is that something that we need to potentially discuss? Are there enough money? Is there enough money available to be able to do the things on a daily basis that rocks your boat, that makes life worthwhile? That's what we're talking about in relation to motivation. If it's under control, you're feeling happy and fulfilled, terrific, it's a green. It might be something we need to look at in relation to what's going on in your financial world, it might be a red. If it's in between, you're getting the hang of it by now with a bit of luck. The next area would be motivation. Not motivation, we just did that one. The next area is goals. What do you want to accomplish in your lifetime? What's going to make you proud at the end of the day? What legacy do you want to leave? What is going to make you feel like you've lived a meaningful life? Chances are that there's a financial component in that, and are they on track? Are you going to achieve them, or is it just a pipe dream? Give it a rating, red, yellow, or green, and we'll potentially have a chat about that along the way. The next area is under strategy. Are your assets, are you comfortable with your assets? Are your assets capable of achieving what you need them to achieve in your lifetime? Have you looked at risk? Do you understand the risks involved with the assets you own? Do you worry about your assets? If not, it might be a green. If you are worried or concerned that it may not be everything you need it to be in your lifetime, it might be a red, something in between. Debt, how's your debt looking? Is it under control? Or is it just something you're used to carrying around like everybody else? Is there a plan to pay it off? Is the interest rate you're paying appropriate? Should it be fixed? Should it be variable? These are all questions. If it's all under control, terrific. If not, let's have a chat about that as well. Tax. Are you paying too much tax? Do you understand what taxes you're paying? Are you over ways to minimize tax? Is it what structures have you got in place? What structures are available to you to minimize tax? If you're all over it, terrific. If not, let's have a chat. Spending. Does money control you, or do you control money? What money is slipping through your fingers each week? I know with me, and it's very easy for money just to disappear as quickly as it comes in. Let's develop some certainty around your spending patterns and plan for spending to stop money slipping through your fingers. If it's completely under control, terrific. If not, that's an area we might be able to help with. Documentation. This is another very significantly overlooked area. What documents have you got in place? Have you got a system for keeping track of those documents? We're talking wills, powers of attorney, guardianships, title deeds, guarantees. You cannot live in this life without collecting a stack of documents. Is there a system for making those documents available to somebody should the need arise? Is your will up to date? This is a big one. I don't know how many wills I've seen recently where they've been grossly inadequate. They've been prepared in good faith at a certain period of time, but times change, and unless you've got a very, very simple situation, you really do need to speak to a specialist and have a proper will drafted. Are you completely happy that all your documentation is in place and there's a system in place to provide that documentation should it ever be required? And last but not least, is there an emergency fund? Obviously, in these uncertain times, it's absolutely critical to have an emergency fund available. For somebody who's still working, it's 3 to 6 months cost of living. For somebody who's retired, it's more like 2 years. Having the ability to access cash quickly provides certainty. There's no two ways about that. Have you got an emergency fund funded to those sorts of levels? If not, it's a red. if you can't survive 30 days without having an income coming in, it's definitely a red. If it may be partly funded, it may be yellow. If it's fully funded, terrific, it's green. Look, what I wanted to say is just this is what you can expect as an approach from the Updated Investor. It's what we'll talk about in our 15-minute strategy session. If you look at the page and you've got more yellows and reds than greens, we can certainly help. If you've got all greens, fantastic, good for you, well done. There's probably not a lot we can help you with, and I wish you well. But if there's any yellows and reds on the page, let's have a chat and let's see how we can get you on the path to financial certainty much sooner and with much less stress. Let's face it, life is short, and it's way too short to not have certainty when it's achievable and available to you. So I look forward to speaking with you very, very soon. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.